You too! She's finally here. And first thing first is I hope that Samsung fixed everything wrong with the S22 Ultra and the S23 Ultra. That's right, we got them both in-house and it's time to get brutally honest as usual. You know, because I'm hearing better battery life, better raw power, more efficient and optimized, but we for sure have to experience it for ourselves before we say it's true. Now, with all of that being said, I have to welcome all Samsung users to the Apple life. Because literally Samsung took so many cues from Apple on this S23 Ultra upgrade, but it's not the worst decision they could have made. It's just uncharacteristic of Samsung. But the good thing is it's gonna help Android users see that the incremental or the more, targeted updates year after year that we see over on the Apple side is actually beneficial, and why Samsung following that route is actually good for the Samsung lineup. Because honestly, the Apple upgrade cycle is beneficial. Here's why. Because whether if we want to admit it or not, more time spent on making a device better as opposed to innovative is time well spent, in my opinion, because what matters most? User experience. And that literally is exactly what we're hearing most about when it comes to the S23 Ultra, and all of the early rumbles from the early reviewers is the user experience, the better battery life, it feeling a lot more refined than the previous S22 Ultra, and that's what it's about most. And it's wonderful to see the S23 Ultra getting more user experience praise than those typical gimmicky features that no one really uses. So Samsung, shout out to you for taking the mature route, and this phone just sings maturity, supposedly. We're gonna find out. Now, maturity is the best word to describe Samsung's new upgrade cycle with the Ultra lineup, or at least their direction, but is it enough to keep the Samsung user base happy and satisfied? And literally, in order for you to find out, turn on the bell for all notifications so you do not miss these brutally honest reviews. Now, a lot of you guys were kind of like feeling a little bit of a way when I was pushing Samsung to make improvements, or I was pointing out their faults or their shortcomings in the S22 Ultra. It's for moments like this. When I say, hey, the battery life on this thing is subpar according to my audience and comment base, because I go off of my user experience and yours. That's why the comment section is super powerful. So I'm seeing people saying, hey, battery mediocre. I'm gonna report that. I'm seeing people saying, hey, the optimization and so forth on the S22 Ultra wasn't the best. So I reported it. And now we have improvements made in the ideal positions. Now, let's be real. The only two key changes are flatter side edges, which is another cue from the Apple handbook, as well as a new 200 megapixel camera. Here's my thing. When it comes to camera, you guys already know what I care most about, and that's skin tone. So literally, let me set this thing up so that I can snap some flicks right here live, and you guys can compare what a camera that captures real skin tones does versus this camera. Okay, so the first 4K selfie video on the new cameras with the S23 Ultra. Now, one thing that was cool was when I went to the selfie mode, there's the new option of natural or warm. And I'm assuming that the warm maybe for the skin, I don't know. But I went with natural just to see how natural works. And then I'll switch it to warm and we'll see how that goes. So this is the front facing. Now let me flip to the rear facing really quick. Rear facing wide in 4K. And right after this, I'm gonna switch it to 8K. I'm just doing this real quick. You guys know when I do that real review, we're gonna get that in-depth type of footage, but this is just real quick. Now let's be real, who's outside really taking 8K video? I don't know, probably some nut like me, but we got the sunset happening right now, and let me know what it looks like. All right, YouTube, I'm back inside from testing the camera, looking for those skin tones. You guys already know. So I'm gonna also do an in-studio test with the in-studio lighting setup. So real quick, so that way you guys get to see the photo that I take, and you guys get to be a part of the full setup, and you guys get to see this camera versus this camera as far as skin tones. Now, right now, let me see what, it just took a photo while I was talking. Okay, so for the first selfie, we're gonna try the warm color tone, and we'll see what that does. Because when I go to natural, I don't know if there's a difference per se. All right, warm it is. Natural. I tried to keep the same similar face. Both are on the screen right now. You be the judge because I won't see them until I get back into the studio. Okay, so, the face The smoothness, let's turn that down to 0. Jawline. Oh my goodness, this got all them filters that all them chicks be using on IG. What is going on? Jawline. Really? Samsung? All right, let me flip the camera around. Let's take a 50 megapixel first, and then we'll take a 200 megapixel. You dig? So 50. Let me see what that photo look like. Okay. The big boy 200 is probably gonna be the one I use the most. Okay. Let's see. All right, head up. Boo. Oh, wait. That one, I kind of got my head up into the light. We gotta go back. Hold on. That's 200. All right. Now that one should be more. Okay, 200. Hold on, let me delete the head up. Actually, I should keep it, huh? So y'all can see with the extra light, so y'all can see if the lighting is throwing it off. I don't trust looking at the screen on the computer with the AI and all that good stuff. I gotta wait till I get into the computer to have a true testing. But nevertheless, that's one of the big things I'm gonna be looking at with this camera is mainly skin tones. Obviously, I'm gonna do the typical camera stuff. You guys are gonna see all the sauce and all that. I got y'all. But I'm saying for me personally, as an S22 Ultra user, going to the S23 Ultra, and yes, I am switching from my iPhone 13 Pro Max SIM card. That's where the switch is coming from, as far as from the iPhone into the S23 Ultra. Because right now the S22 Ultra is just chilling sideline. You know, you just on the sideline until we, talk about this one. But nevertheless, I need to get the SIM card set up in here. I need to get my design of my on-screen set up. Now, One UI 5 then brought some heat and customization. So I will be showing you guys that. I'm gonna sauce it up my way. And then, you know how I do with the Nova, and I do the customized minimal look as well, because I like a lot of icons, but I also like my, what do you call it? I was about to say desktop, but my home screen to be nice and minimal. But I'm gonna have fun with the One UI 5 as well. Now, another thing that I'm gonna be testing and looking at closely is battery life. I got y'all. I'm finna charge it up. They only gave it to me with like 60%. I'm at like 70 something. I'm gonna finish charging and get it to 100%. What's another thing to scrutinize? The optimization and efficiency. You know what I mean? Let's just see if this thing is kind of snappy and moving smooth like, Apple, like the iPhones do, because that's gonna equal a good user experience, I think, overall. As long as Samsung keeps all of their feature pack goodness, and then bring in some of the optimization, that efficiency, giving us that battery life, the raw power, catching up to Apple. Now, from the single core, multi-core, Apple wins. But when you get into the GPU only score, that's where this right here, we got a new champion in numbers and benchmarks. Let's be real. But nevertheless, I don't really game on mobile, but I might do it for y'all a little bit. But, really, that's not really my thing. You know what I mean? I got a whole custom PC over there that we're getting busy with. What else do I want to scrutinize with this? I just really, number one is user experience. So my number one thing is to find out the user experience of this device for you guys, and to do it in the most brutally honest, open, and truthful way. Like, I'm not finna sit here holding back. Let's keep it real. If you have an S22 Ultra and you bought an S23 Ultra, you practically bought the same phone. That's a joke, okay? Now, let's be real. Listen, okay, I get it. Better battery. You bought the improvement of this device, which is a good design. Like, I mean, it's missing a few things to make it feel like home for us Galaxy Note users, because I'm a longtime Note user. But overall, let's be real, I'm more into the Apple ecosystem than I am the Samsung or Google. But to be real, I got things that you guys wouldn't believe that are more Google ecosystem, and then I have some things, especially something I just got, that's gonna be more Samsung ecosystem. You guys will see when I do my smart home video. I know I keep talking about it, but it's just like a collective of me using products over months, so that way I can talk about them from a realistic perspective. Nevertheless, the S23 Ultra is in the house. Y'all know how I do. I get real, I get straight to it. Hey, any of the Galaxy Note haters out there, relax. OGs know what that's about. But nevertheless, let me use this thing, baby. Hey, my name is CJ. This is CJ Knows Tech, where I give you guys the experience from a tech creator that's just as normal consumer like you, and I'm not caught up, stuck up, and reading specs with my nose up. Peace.